So guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here we have another speaker from Five Below. This one will cost you under $10. I forget the exact price, but I believe it's about $8. The design is pretty interesting. It's actually a fabric speaker. The physical buttons are right here on the front of the speaker, and you actually have a magnetic stand that sticks up like so. Now, in order for that to actually work, I am going to, what's the word? Here we go. I don't have an iPhone, because this is more so for MagSafe, but if you have a case, like this is a case for my S24FE, it actually has MagSafe built in, or you can get these rings that go onto your phone if it's an Android device, and it basically snaps on like so, as you can see. And if you choose to put it sideways, you can also do that too. Though what I will say is that the magnets on this aren't super strong, so you don't want to, I mean, it's strong enough with just a case on it, but it's a different story if your phone is actually inside. But I do find that pretty interesting that they decided to do that with this particular type of headset. So, you know, under $10. So you have 5-watt speakers, as you can see. This is the fabric texture that they're talking about. I already showed you the magnetic holder right here. Now, in terms of specifications, this does have about 2 to 3 hours of battery life, but it depends if you listen to it at 100% or not. Bluetooth 5.3, which the range is 32.8 feet, pretty standard for these types of Bluetooths. It says the driver diameter is, I think this says 52 millimeters. I think I said that correctly. I might have made a mistake on that one. But either way, not bad for the asking price so far. We were just talking about looks. I think this is one of their better looking speakers. And in addition to that, it does come in different colors, so kind of keep that in mind. But again, this is 5 watts. So my suggestion is to temper your expectations when it comes to the quality of the sound. But anyway, let's get right into this review. I'm going to show you guys how to sync it and how it sounds, and we'll go from there. So the first step is going to be syncing it. Now, this is the volume button, volume down, and pause and play. But I'm going to assume that this doubles down as a power. Now, these do have their own functionality, which we'll talk about in a little bit in the next section, and then we'll go into music. But first things first, let me not jump the gun. So if you hold this, or that, there we go. The headset is currently on right now. While it's blinking blue, it's putting itself into pairing mode. So I'm just going to give it a couple seconds in order for it to register. All right, now that that's done, we are going to go to the settings. Now remember, if you're using a Bluetooth device, Apple device or anything, you just go to the Bluetooth settings. And as long as this is in pairing mode, which it currently is, it's going to actually say the Mag Stand speaker. Now for Apple users, you just tap it, it automatically syncs. For Android users, you're going to go ahead and tap this. It's probably going to ask you whether it's allowed to sync. And then that depends on the type of device that you're using, but that's how it normally is. If you're using a Steam Deck or a Windows device or anything else, I'm going to go ahead and press allow, just because this is what I do for these reviews. Oh, there we go. And it's automatically connected. As a matter of fact, outside of the box, it was 80%, and I'm pretty much good to go. So with that being said, it doesn't have any multi-point or anything like that. If you're looking to disconnect this in your household, you have the option to hold the power button to turn it off, or you can go into the settings of your actual device and press forget. And then when you power it back on, it'll put itself back into pairing mode for the next person to use. So just kind of keep that in mind when it comes to these speakers. So I'm going to go over the controls with you guys in addition to the quality of music. So if you hold the plus button, it fast forwards, or more so it switches to the next song. If you tap it once, it's volume up. If you tap volume down once, it's volume down. If you hold it, it goes to the previous song. And if you hold the play button, it powers it off. Hold it to turn it on. Tap it once for pause and play. And this can actually hang up and answer calls also if it's connected through the Bluetooth. But for right now, we're just going to stick to the music. And that's pretty much it. So I'll leave the instructions over here to the left for anyone that's interested on what I was just talking about. Now, the first song we're going to play is Warzone. I'm going to let you know how it sounds, and I'm going to talk to you about how it sounds to me in real time, because listening to it through the phone is a little bit different than me playing it right in front of my face. Here we go. Remember, tap it once, volume up, tap it, volume down. Okay, pause, play. turn it up max volume. It's not bad for what it does, put it that way. But it does have its drawbacks. We'll talk about it in a second. Let me try to skip to the next song. Let me hold it. It worked. So yeah, if you hold it, it goes to the next song. If I hold the minus, it should go to the previous. Yep. So all the controls work exactly the way they said it would. Now, when it comes to the quality of music that we saw right here, I think that this speaker overall is not a bad speaker at all. You can hear the instruments. It's pronounced very clearly. You can hear everything in the background, not necessarily as the way the artist intended, but again, this is a speaker under $10, so you do have to temper your expectations. The only downside is that it sounds like something is covering the speaker, kind of like a muffledness. You know how when some headphones use cheaper drivers, you can tell that it's not that HD clear quality that you may be used to hearing like on your phone or anything like that. That's why I say when you go to Five Below, temper your expectations. I have not JLab speakers, but I had JBL speakers and Soundcore and so many different brands. And when I use those, there's a level of clarity that come along with that. Of course, it's a huge price difference too. Keep in mind, this isn't bad for being under $10. I actually think it's a pretty decent speaker, especially with this little magnetic part. You can stick your phone on here if it's an iPhone, or earlier, like I showed you, for anyone that skipped that part, you can just put a little MagSafe case for Android users, and then you can just keep changing your songs from here, and you wouldn't even need to use the buttons. But you know, however you choose, your business. But anyway, let's go over to the next song, which is going to be, here we go, Ice and Fire. Like I said, it sounds good. It just has this light film, like someone's covering your mouth as you speak. Your volume is still there, but the clarity is a little ugh. But overall, not bad. But more importantly, wait for the vocals to kick in.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wings.
It's clear. It sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
So yeah, the speaker is crystal clear in that regard. I keep saying crystal clear. I apologize. It's crystal clear for what it offers, but when you compare it to a higher end speaker, it is pretty lackluster. But if you're going to Five Below and you're buying this, your expectations is it for it to be a top of the line speaker. I think it does the job well. You know, I actually hooked it up to my Steam Deck off camera, of course, and I didn't have any skipping or issues when it came to powering this on and power it off. When I played Hollow Knight and other games, Resident Evil 4 remake and stuff, obviously the gunshots didn't sound as good as it would if it was hooked up to a sound system, a real one. But this does the job. It's good enough, and I do think it makes a pretty good gift. But overall, let me just go into the last section because I'm kind of mixing things together. Let me just kind of give you a synopsis of whether it's worth purchasing or not. So all in all, the question is this speaker actually worth the asking price? And I'm going to go ahead and say yes, it is. It has the extra magnetic stand to stick your iPhone onto here if you choose to, or like I mentioned for the third time, an Android case will fit onto this without a problem. Other MagSafe accessories will work. Let's say you're a person out there. I don't think I have my MagSafe wallet with me, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, if you lose your wallet a lot, you can stick your wallet on here so you won't forget it. But even if it didn't have this magnetic piece on here, which I personally don't really use, I do think that this is just a decent quality enough speaker. So you're getting about 2 to 3 hours of battery life with this bad boy on one charge. Depending on if it's 70% to 100%, it actually tells you that in the settings of this piece right here. Of course, it does come with the USB, which I forgot to mention earlier, but they all come with the USBs, but I'll start incorporating that in the opening of these videos. The sound quality can sound a tad bit muffled, like I mentioned before, like if you cover someone's mouth with your hand, but lightly. So you can still hear them speak just fine. It's just kind of annoying. It's like this light film over the speaker, it feels like, where if they just remove that, I don't know, maybe it's the packaging or maybe it could be the drivers. I'm not too sure. I'm not a technical guru or anything like that. But yeah, it's not bad. Like you can hear all the instruments, everything is pronounced just fine. When you turn it up to 100%, you can't really tell that the music is breaking up or suffering. Granted, the louder it gets, the worse the bass is, but it's not so bad where you'll feel like, oh, I will regret my purchase. I think this is pretty good. Now, my personal opinion, I go to Five Below, I buy things, multiple things, and give it to people as birthday gifts. Like, for instance, if someone wants a Pro controller for their Nintendo Switch, I'll give them this, and then I'll have like little stuff around it to add to the gifts to show like a care package, where it's not always about the price that you pay, but it's more so about the gift itself and how you choose to bundle things. I bundle all my gifts. That's just me. Everyone's different. I do understand that people have budgets and things that they're trying not to go over. And I don't think that this is a bad speaker. I think if you get this, you won't regret it. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, check other reviews to see if anyone did this, to kind of give their personal opinion about it. I give it an A. Obviously, it's a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, to be honest. A tad bit over average, and keep in mind that average is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with average in the scale of Bluetooths. It seems bad when you look at other people's reviews, but in reality, as long as it works for you, that's all that matters. And hey, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So anyway, like and subscribe like always. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Peace.